Okay, so the first time this Shiva energy kind of started to come through, it felt like I was making love to the energy. So this might be more of a controversial video, or a video that maybe might be harder to understand if you haven't really experienced this Kundalini activation energy before. And although I had experiences in the past where I'd had rushes of energy which feel very pleasurable, this was totally different thing. So what happened was I was self-activating one day on my bed, and this light energy just came in and just shot into my root chakra, and this energy just, it was like it just kind of came out of my root chakra, and it just started kind of like undulating on my body like this, and my body was kind of moving with it. And I also kind of saw it in my mind as this kind of mist, this kind of very, very, very fine mist. And in that moment, it just felt like I was making love to this energy. It felt really beautiful. Kind of like I was making love to unconditional love itself, if that makes sense. Just kind of how it felt. And so as my body was just going with it, it kind of reached my heart. And as it reached my heart, I just started to cry. And I could feel like it was breaking down all of these walls I'd had around my heart, tearing all these walls down. And as the walls kind of, and it felt energetically, it felt like something was breaking down in my heart, if that makes sense. So it did feel like walls were coming down in an energetic way. And it just felt like this kind of sweet sorrow, if that makes sense. A kind of sweet sorrow, because there was a kind of recognition that the walls needed to go, and that there was this felt safety that they could go, and that I could just lean into that. And the energy felt kind of, in a way, like I was being held by masculine energy. So it felt very grounded, like it was safe, like it was unconditional love. There was a gentleness to it. There was a strength and a gentleness to it. And yeah, it felt very grounded. And as the walls were coming down, it just felt like my heart was opening even more. And there was this freedom, like that hadn't really felt before. And so that was the kind of sweet sorrow. So there was like this sadness and this freedom. And I think lots of people don't really talk about this type of stuff online when it comes to Kundalini, because I feel like maybe talking about some of the sexual stuff can be, I don't know, somewhat controversial. And obviously I think as well, like there are a lot of kind of really damaging things out there, cults, where they're using people's, you know, sexual energy against them. And all of that, obviously, I find utterly despicable, and I would not condone that in any way, shape or form. But I feel like there is a need, for me anyway, to talk about how this can balance, how your own sexual energy, in a way, is balancing something out within your own system. And how this Shiva energy, which is just, I've been a Kali girl for like 3 years now, nearly 3 years. The Kali energy is very, very strong in me. And I suppose my character is very okay with that wildness, you know, because I'm more of that kind of free-spirited kind of person. So, although she's a lot more crazy than I am, but the Shiva energy is kind of like, yeah, I feel like the Shiva energy, like I feel like actually more women in a way would really benefit from this Shiva energy, because I feel like in a way the power of it is that it can start to feel like you can start to understand more about what a balanced masculine energy really is. And with all the chaos and all the things that are out there in the social media world and all of the noise that is out there, which can sometimes be very, very confusing. And there's a lot of polarity right now between, you know, a lot of polarities, like there's a lot of black and white thinking about masculine and feminine energy a lot of the time, I find, on social media. I feel like actually with this, what the Shiva energy is the experience of the masculine energy, the true essence of masculine energy. And I feel like the Kali energy is the true essence of the feminine energy, you know. And although on an intellectual level I knew that they were kind of different sides of the same coin, when it starts to feel more, when there's more of a connection to it in your body rather than from the mind, you just start to know things more rather than think things from a kind of knowledge point of view. It's like it's a knowing, and it's your knowing, so nobody can kind of come along and tell you something else, because you just have a sense within yourself that that's what it is. And of course this masculine and feminine energy is within all of us, and I think that's what these energies represent to me, you know. It's kind of like my own energy within the framework of what we call masculine and feminine. So yeah, I thought, I don't really hear these stories online about this type of sexual energy, and I thought maybe, because I think I just think it's quite a profound thing, and I don't know, I just feel like we should talk about it more openly than we do. Someone's got to say it, and it just happened to be me.